All right, today we're going to start Chapter 4, Lesson 4, talking about limits and abstinence. The first thing we got to make sure we understand is what the word limits means and how we're going. Okay, limits basically, in simple terms, is just your invisible boundaries. These are the boundaries you set for yourself. Also, though, at your age, it's often boundaries that are set by your parents as well. All right, limits by definition is invisible boundaries that are meant to protect you. Like I said, at your age, most of them have been set by your parents. You know where they are. You know what to cross, what not to cross. But I'm sure you realize is when you were 5 versus to now, your limits and boundaries have changed. And that's where you got to start to recognize your own limits and what you're capable of. As you get older, like I said, you spend more time away from your parents. You are more responsible for your own actions. All right, and I put that in there specifically for this purpose. I always love the line you see if you watch something on TV, someone gets in legal trouble and blah, 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 and it's like, well, it's this person's fault, it's that person's fault the way I am. And it's like, no, it's your responsibility. You the one that did the action. You were responsible for your own actions. And hence you are responsible for the consequences that come with those actions, all right? And like we've said, consequences are outcomes or effects that may occur as a result of a decision or an action. I know a lot of times people hear consequences, they think negative, and like I've often reminded people, there's positive consequences. The thing is no one points out the positive consequences. It's like you have a choice. You can either go help out and say like a homeless shelter if you live in a big community, or you can go out with your friends who cause a lot of trouble. There's a consequence of each one, all right? More than likely, it's going to be a positive consequence if you go help out at a homeless shelter, or a negative one if you go hang out with friends that don't do the best decisions. Either way, there is consequences. Now, there's a chance something good could happen if you go with those friends? Possibly. It's possible something bad could happen if you go help out at a homeless shelter? Possibly. But the consequences typically are going to be one way or the other, more so than the vice versa. All right, from there, we're going to talk about choosing abstinence, all right? Abstinence, by definition, is the conscious active choice not to participate in high-risk behaviors, okay? Well, abstinence can, we hear a lot of times people think of sexual activity, and true, that's what a lot of people refer to it as. It could be anything. It could be choices not to drink, smoke, do drugs, maybe try doing a stunt on a bike that could get you hurt or killed. Those type of things are all factored in there as well. Reasons people are choosing abstinence. Especially we'll talk about sexual abstinence. The reason people are choosing sexual abstinence is that shows respect for yourself. Show that you respect yourself. Show that you care for yourself. Participating in such things at such a young age is not a healthy thing to do. And like goes along with that part, it promotes good health within yourself. We've already touched on what unplanned pregnancy can do to health, for young women in particular, and why subject yourself or your possible unborn child to things that it doesn't need to be subjected to. You avoid STDs, sexually transmitted diseases. Very important. Some of these can have lifelong effects. Most of them follow you for most of your life, and within that, it can affect fertility and things down the line for you as a person as well. And some STDs can lead to death. Fourth reason to choose abstinence is this way you have no unplanned pregnancies. We've already referenced what happens with teenagers and unplanned pregnancies, just the financial, social, and physical demands it puts on them. So, if we're going to avoid sexual activity, we're going to have to talk about displaying affection in healthy ways. And by definition, affection is feelings of love for another person, right? And affection is common at your age. It is going to be more and more common as you get older, and that's normal. That's fine. We're not saying you can't show affection towards somebody. I do want to remind you at this point in time, our school does have a policy on affection in school, though. it's clearly stated that, and like we always, even teachers say to each other, is like, you don't want to see me kissing my wife in school. I don't want to see you kissing your boyfriend or girlfriend in school. So let's talk about what's appropriate for teenagers. Some of the appropriate things can be, you can show affection for your significant other by maybe giving them a small gift, a small token. It's funny how just a candy bar and a drink of their choice, should be pop, Gatorade, whatever, maybe even a bottle of water, makes people very happy. It shows them that you care and that you're going a little bit above and beyond what you need to do. Holding hand is appropriate for teenagers. Now, like I said, reminder of school policies and so forth, so on and so forth. And then hugs are considered appropriate too. Yes, at your age, you're going to find out that you're going to start forming sexual feelings, and this is normal. The biggest thing here is that you just make sure you need to manage them. I kind of look at this one and this one. I thought about whether I should even talk about it or not, but I thought, you know what, I probably need to, because this is where, if you don't learn how to manage them at a younger age appropriately and you get older, I think this is where a lot of people have issues. This is where people can, leads to pedophiles and things that are not so good. So if you have them, that's, like we said, that's normal. But you need to be able to, you need to either, like the book says, you need to talk to someone you trust about it, or, that's about the best thing you can do. Like I said before, if you don't deal with it, I think it leads to issues later on. Like I said, this is where you get sexual predators, pedophiles, rapists, things like that, where they didn't learn how to deal with these things at a young age. So, all right, that's today's lesson. Thank you and have a good day.